Hello everyone, this is Dave. Today I'm going to show you how to make a basic deco mesh bubble wreath. The materials you're going to need today is a 14-inch wire frame. This one I got from the Dollar Tree. Chenille stems, I just picked up a package of 45. This is Deco Mesh 21-inch roll from the Dollarama, and you're going to need a measuring utensil as well, plus cutting utensils. And basically, that's it today. So let's just do a little wreath 101 first. So today, it's a 14-inch wreath like I explained, and we're going to use the middle two wires for this, as well as those crossbars for anchors. And that's really all you need to know. So let's start off with obviously the wire frame, and I'm going to get out my measuring utensil. Here I just use a cutting mat, and I've unwrapped my deco mesh. I'm unwrapping it a little bit more here, and you're going to need a chenille stem, and we're going to start by doing an anchor. So in my left hand I just scrunch all of it together, and then I feed it with my right and I hold it together. I give it a little twist here because I want this anchor to be really tight. Now I'm going to use the two middle wires and that crossbar as an anchor. So I just lay down the deco mesh there, put the chenille stem in the first space and the last space. Here you can see it. There's the crossbar with the mesh and the two wires all in between those two chenille stem pieces there. Now the chenille stems, I did cut them in half, and here you'll see me actually cutting off the excess there. I find if you use the full length chenille stem, you go through a lot, obviously, and there's a lot left over as well. So don't worry about that little piece hanging off. We will hide it later on. To start with our first bubble, I have my roll on my right, my mat right in front of me, and I use 8 inches for this. Now you can use 8, 9, 10 if you'd want. I think typically everybody uses 10. I just use 8. I measure to that 8 part. I hold down where the two wires are, and then I feed the chenille stem through the bottom opening and the top opening. So those two spaces there. And then it's just like you did the first time around. You just twist that chenille stem nice and tight. What you can do is you can move it towards the start and just unruffle everything. Or unravel everything, not unruffle. We want some ruffles. So again, let's do that one more time. So I start by measuring out my deco mesh, and for me, I'm doing 8 inches. I hold it with my right, and I bring it towards the frame with those two wires, the middle two wires. I hold it down with my left, grab my chenille stem, and I put it through the top opening and the bottom opening. Come on, Dave, you can do it. I'm taking a while to do that. And then I flip it over, and then I secure it down by twisting it in place. And again, once you flip that wreath back over, you can just push that down and then just unravel it, and then you've created a second bubble. So here I just kind of take a few minutes and I look at the two bubbles that I just created. I push it together. Am I happy with this? Do I want to continue? Yeah, I do. So I'm going to stick with my 8 inches. I'm going to do the same process over and over again. So I measure out those 8 inches. I push it together on those two wires with securing it with that chenille stem. Here I am, I'm finished my first roll, and I'm going to work on my second roll. And just like we did right at the beginning, we're going to do an anchor. So in my left hand, I'm just gathering it all together. Then I'm finding those two wires, so that's again those two middle wires, and I'm going to hold it in place while I grab that chenille stem and I push it through those two openings. And here when I flip over, I see the entrails of the roll that I just started, and I'm going to put those into the same chenille stem and the new starting deco mesh together, so it's all within one Chenille stem. You don't have to do this. I just find for me it cleans it up just a little bit more, so I don't have those raggedy pieces. And here I am, I'm just measuring out again those 8 inches, holding it down, and I'm continuing to make my bubbles all the way around. So that's how I start my second roll, and then I'm just going to continue on here, finish up with this one, and then I'm going to finish up with the rest. I mentioned it earlier, I do 8-inch lengths of the deco mesh. Now you can totally do your choice of lengths. You can go 10 inches, 12 inches. Obviously, the higher the number, the bigger the bubble is going to be. For me personally, I find with the 14-inch frame, my personal opinion, I love that 8 inches on here. So that's what I use there. But experiment. Here I am, I'm just ending actually the second roll, and I'm just going to show you quickly how I do that. So here I am, I'm measuring out my 8 inches, and here it's where it gets a little bit crowded, and of course my big hands are in the way. But now we're just finishing it off here, and I find those 2 wires, I grab that Chenille stem, and then what I'm going to do when I flip it over, when I did the transferring from the first to the second roll, I did the same thing. So I take those remaining pieces and I put them all together, so the starting roll and the ending roll, and then I just put it all together just to kind of keep it neat, really. So I'm just tying that twist tie around, I'm grabbing the excess, and then I'm going to chop that off just to neaten the back a little bit more. And then I'm going to take that end roll and I'm just going to chop off that piece as well. And flipping it over, there you go. I'm just unraveling my last piece and taking a look at what we have created today, fluffing it up, turning it around. I just love how this turned out, and I love the colors too. So here you go, a basic bubble wreath. I really hope you enjoyed today's tutorial, and if you did, hit that like button, and why don't you leave me a comment down below. And if you don't want to miss any future tutorials, hit that subscribe button. I upload a new video every Thursday at 5 o'clock. Bye for now.